hustling at them from the country, yes sir. You know we're straight out of that long week working now. Everybody wanna party all night long. Bonfire on the back 40 in the middle of nowhere. Nobody going home tonight till we're straight out of moonlight, straight out of moonlight.
Sugar, just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers. Your heart will keep me beating and make me a believer. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? I need some mercy on my soul right now. Give me what you got, oh, oh, oh. Give me what you got, oh, oh, oh. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care where we're dancing tonight, just as long as...
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we have a defense that loves to quickly get off the field. The Packers are top 10 in defensive yards allowed, and they're going up against a Bears offense that will have a lot to deal with. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Jeffrey with a catch left side. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be a second down. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. And when you talk about this offense, you, of course, have to talk about Alshon Jeffrey.
Long, agile, he makes any quarterback that much better.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. And Jeffrey's got it. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. It'll be a 20-yard gain on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. And now a first down following that long gain. Now the first carry for Brandon Oliver. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And a peek at the defense for the Packers.
Mike Daniels continues to get better and better with each year. A nice run stopper inside.
He'll look to throw. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a entire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
On first down, they run with Howard. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Fresh set of downs here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Back to throw here. Packer pressure, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
The intended receiver was Corey Brown. And that takes us from second to third down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sam Shields. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll come out in the pistol. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Looking for Amendola, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. Short throw pick six right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. And here are the Chicago defensive starters.
Pernell McPherson's a strong, run-stuffing outside linebacker who's beginning to blossom as a pass rusher.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is, and the running back dropped it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. NFL teams last year, a little under 50% on fourth down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. Here we go on fourth down with Rodgers. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Onto the field now come the Bears. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
A second down throw for Rivers. Jeffrey with a catch left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. They come up in an offset eye. Rivers. And this is caught at the 8. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Bears will add on to their lead. Now Coons on to add the extra point. And oh, it's no good. For the second time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top.
And I think the ball's out, and that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
They come out here in the eye. And now it's 2nd and goal. Now Howard. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Third and goal for Rivers. That's caught at the 1. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So it's an old-school extra point, but certainly a disappointment that they couldn't get 6.
Yeah, when you see 19-yard field goal in the box score, you kind of shake your head. But their head coach decided 3 was enough.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he finds Danny Amendola. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And now the offense operates in the red zone. They come out here in the eye. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Rodgers, that time. And it's 3rd and short.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
From the 2-yard line yet again. Let's see what they can do on 3rd and goal.
319.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
This is where it gets fun because this is a big decision coming up. Listen to the crowd. You can tell they've already made their decision. You know they want them to go for it. But the big decision does rest with the head coach. What will he decide to do?
So we would have figured that one to be 3 points in the bank, but this game, can be unpredictable at times.
Yeah, he knew he needed to pull it ever so slightly to get it going in the right direction, but he seemed to put a little too much on it, and from short range, that is a bad miss for an NFL kicker.
Two seconds to go, first quarter. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. Rivers on 1st down. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
It's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves? I can't help it. I'm just sitting back in admiration right now. This defense tells everyone that plays against them, you're not beating us running the football. That's who we are. That's what we're about. It's not going to happen. If you're going to beat us, you better pick another way.
Amendola catching it left side. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take...
And he coughed it up, and the Packers pick it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for him throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last position.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Looking for Amendola. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day at camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
He sets to fire deep. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. He completes it to Bryant. A big play there on the catch and run. 64 yards.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
On first and goal, Howard. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the carry there at second and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get a second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. On the sneak, Rivers. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I know they didn't get it, but I kind of like the call. 2nd and inches, go right to the quarterback sneak. Normally, that should be executed better, shouldn't it?
I'm going to disagree with you. I don't like the call.
You don't like that?
That's just because they didn't get it back. Hindsight's 2020.
2020 and never defeated.
Trying to punch it in with Howard. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Jordan Howard with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Bears will extend their lead. So he missed his first 2, but this time it's good, and that'll extend the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. 2nd down, sack by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on 3rd? We'll see.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker, has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. Danny Amendola, that was the intended target. And now it's 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
With it is Brown. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Throwing again, Rivers on 2nd and 10. And Bryant's got it over the middle. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
8 yards there and a first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. They go play action here on first down. A minute 57 to go in this first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. Rivers now. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Again, it's Rivers. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Calling a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back? And
he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Nick Perry in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And Coons connects on this one. It's good, and that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So no problems here in the field goal department. Make him now 2 for 2.
Yeah, he's normally pretty reliable, so not much of a surprise there.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here. Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play, and guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Here's Rodgers to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Packers get set to go. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Rodgers going to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kamal Ishmael. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly.
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And some room to maneuver. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Running with Howard. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. On play action, Rodgers. And he comes back with one complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. 23 yards on the play. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Rodgers now on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets this one all the way way down inside the 20-yard line. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Complete left side, the tight end Rodgers. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
And Richard Rodgers makes the grab, and let's face it, it's going to follow him the rest of his career. The Hail Mary he caught to beat the Lions in 2015 in Detroit, pretty memorable play.
Those Lions fans, they just don't like you right now if they heard that.
I didn't mean to bring it up to, pull the Band-Aid off the wound there. I was just trying to praise Richard Rodgers. Yeah, they're going to be mad at me.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
One receiver left, two to the right. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. That's caught at the 2. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up an interesting third and goal.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there was...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Rodgers standing alone with a new NFL record 32nd touchdown. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. And his kick is right through. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see
it's caught inside the 25. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 54 yards. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defense.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Kenny Clark in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Rivers now on second down. He's going to air one out. And this one is incomplete. So pass interference on the defense. And Charles, this is a penalty we see all the time.
The offenses know what they're doing. They know how to create great matchups. And defenders, if you're not there in time, they will throw the flag.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They come out here in the eye. On the toss play, Howard. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Their big tight end, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears continue to pour it on. Coons now here to tack on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game, really at the point of attack. The offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. From midfield, here's Rodgers. His throw's going to be incomplete. So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. So now a 1st and 20. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Another pistol look here. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. To throw, Rivers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's third down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Now Rivers, he completes it to Bryant, and he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. He's such a good route runner, shows it there on third down, very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
It'll go as a gain of 10 there, and the Bears are going to get a first. The first down throw here for Rivers. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. He got 29 yards that time. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Red zone opportunity.
Watch left. Start right there.
They'll throw again. Rivers. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Vontae Davis. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And now here is another interception. Look at the big man rumble. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
Partner, I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes guys who are built with the dimension of linebackers can actually get lost from sight by the quarterback.
Well, they're usually not the tallest guys.
So, yeah, that allows them sometimes to kind of hide down in there, kind of get a little bit lower, and maybe he just never saw him. But, boy, he sure wishes he had. He picked it off and ran it all the way back for a touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. Taking it right down Broadway. 20. Touchdown, Packers. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And his guys are able to get a score back. Still down very big on the scoreboard, but a little feather in their cap here.
And it's a big-time play, and if you don't get energized after a kick return, well, then your team just doesn't have any spark. We'll find out if this is the start of a big comeback or just cosmetics as we go along.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Throwing, Rivers. And Bryant's got it over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And taken at the 46. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
Cut in left. Cut in left. Hey, 4 down. 4 down.
Rodgers now on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
319.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Have to give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. They were prepared. Ordinarily, when they take the big shot downfield to the big guy, that's usually a mismatch that the offense is used to winning. But the preparation showed for the defense, and they were able to bat it away.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Finding time. Throwing left side, it's complete. Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
On 1st down, Rodgers. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Jonathan Bullard in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players.
Touchdown, Chicago! Tyrell Williams, 85 yards. And the Bears add on.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right?
No.
I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's
doing it.
belting it out right
She's
now.
going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
On second down, here's Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And he did get it back, I do think. Yes, so no turnover on the punt, and it'll be a first down.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Again, it's Howard. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down.
Well, anytime it's a toss or a pitch play, it's a battle for the edges. Who's going to control the edge of the line of scrimmage? In other words, can the defensive guys hold their leverage? What we were always taught was keep your outside arm or outside shoulder free if you were playing on the play side, meaning the ball coming towards you. And anyone coming from the backside, they're pinching down and sliding down towards it to try and keep people kind of locked into one spot. And boy, what a great defensive play there. Worn out leverage, running to the football from the inside out. It turned into a big loss of yardage.
They pitch out to Howard. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. On the run, it's Oliver. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fielded at the 20. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard.
Danny Amendola, he's going to go. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, this is a new concept. It's 3rd down, but they've got the punt unit on. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Taking on the midfield logo. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call